Persian Gulf on the historical Arabic maps. Actually, for the first time, Greek historians called this body of water the Persian Gulf. Arab Muslims also used the Persian Sea or the Persian Gulf, and the most amazing point is that the Arabic maps referring to this waterway as the Persian Gulf in the Islamic period are more than the Persian ones. This waterway had been called the Persian Gulf in the Arab world before 1960s, but with the rise of Arab nationalism in the mid-20th century, Gamal Abdel Nasser called for using the term Arabian Gulf instead of the Persian Gulf, while in the historical maps the Arabian Gulf has been used as an alternative name for the Red Sea. Even Gamal himself had used the Persian Gulf for calling this waterway before adopting pan-Arab ideology. The following Arabic maps using the historical name of Persian Gulf, have been collected mostly from Arabic books, magazines or newspapers by the Persian Gulf Studies Center. The book title, author's name and the city and year of publication are written below each map in Persian. As it was said, even Gamal Abdel Nasser had used the Persian Gulf before his pan-Arab ideology. Look at the following letter written by him. And also, the following article in the Egypt school textbooks written by Gamal Abdel Nasser is about Arab unity. Has been. He used the Persian Gulf for referring to this waterway in it. Persian Gulf street sign in Cairo. But after rising of Arab nationalism and when Gamal Abdel Nasser came to power, it has been overshadowed by the Arabian Gulf street sign. The Persian Gulf also was used in the treaties and agreements signed between Arab rulers of the Persian Gulf and Britain in the 19th century. Here are copies of the treaties signed between ruler of Kuwait and Britain in the 1899. Even in the Daran Treaty, signed between King Abdulaziz, the first king of Saudi Arabia, and Britain on December 26, 1915, the Persian Gulf was used twice. The Prophet of Islam, who was an Arab, has referred to the waterway between Iran and Arabian Peninsula as the Persian Sea. Look at the following hadith. Ibn Taymiyyah, who has had so much influence in Wahhabism, has also used the Persian Sea in his book. The Persian Gulf has also been used in many important Arabic and Islamic books. Here are some of them. Here are the names of just some of the Arabic and Islamic books in which the Persian Gulf has been mentioned. Efforts to distort the Persian Gulf and spread a fake name. Although historically, internationally and legally the Persian Gulf is the correct name for the body of water separating Iran, Persia, and Arabian Peninsula, but after 1960s Arabs started denying this fact and tried to change this truth with their petrodollars. In this part we're going to see what they have done to distort and change the historical and international name of Persian Gulf. Please look at the following map very carefully. It's a historical map at a Dubai Museum Saeed Al Maktoum House. As you found out, the name Persian has been erased from the Persian Gulf phrase on the map. Let's take a look again. Now look at the next map. It's a map at Persia Court in Ibn Battuta Mall in Dubai. At first they covered the Persian Gulf with a piece of paper, but then they decided to. As you witnessed, the term Persian Gulf has been manipulated and changed into the Arabian Gulf. Let's take a look carefully again. But all the contemporary Arab historians and scholars have not closed their eyes to the reality. Most of them admit that the Persian Gulf is the correct name of this gulf that has been used since hundreds of years ago even by Arabs. The following article written by Abdel Azam al-Sheikh was published on Al Jazeera website on May 9, 2012, in which he admits that the Persian Gulf had been used on all the historical maps before 1960, and then due to Pan-Arabism, Arabs began to refer to the Persian Gulf as the Arabian Gulf. The next one is an article by Ahmad Othman published on a Sharq al-Awsat website on September 7, 2010. In this article he says that the Persian Gulf had been the common name for this gulf among Arabs before 1960 and then Arabs began to call this waterway the Arabian Gulf. On November 24, 2005, the Moroccan newspaper of Al-Tajdid published an article which said the Persian Gulf was a Zionist term. But later due to a large number of Arabic and Islamic maps, books and evidence presented to its editor-in-chief by an Iranian history scholar, the newspaper published a correction on December 2, 2005, which says the Persian Gulf has been the correct name of this gulf since 600 BC and has been used in more than 300 Islamic and Arabic books and on more than 1,000 maps including lots of Arabic ones. Abdelkhalek al-Janabi is a contemporary Saudi history scholar. His article about the Persian Gulf was published on June 16, 2010, on France 24 Observer website, both in English and Arabic. He says, from a scientific and historical point of view, it has been called the Persian Gulf since Alexander the Great, and that it was without foundation to claim Romans named it Arabian Gulf. Things didn't change until Nasser came to power and the rise of Arab nationalism. The Arabs then began to use the name Arabian Gulf. Maybe Arab leaders can persuade a few atlases, media and organizations to distort or hide the truth with their petrodollars, but actually they can't cheat the whole world. For instance, almost in all the important atlases of the world, this waterway is referred as the Persian Gulf. Even a few other atlases that don't use the Persian Gulf due to their interests and ties with Arab countries, decline to use the fake name of Arabian Gulf too, and they just refer to it as the Gulf. Persian Gulf also is used in all the languages of Wikipedia, except Arabic. But even in the Egyptian Wikipedia it is referred as the Persian Gulf. As you know, Egyptian is a dialect of Arabic. As it was mentioned, even in the Egyptian Wikipedia it is also referred as the Persian Gulf. In the end, we want to advise Arabs, especially Arab youth, to respect hundreds of Arab historians and scholars that have used the Persian Gulf in their works, because these historians and their works are part of the Arabic heritage. Arabs have rich and great culture. We hope that they will build their countries on truth and reality, rather than falsehood and delusion. Manipulating historical maps, distorting history, denying facts and evidence and spreading absurd story contradict their great culture and dignity. And finally we want to draw their attention to this part of UN group of experts on geographical names report about the Persian Gulf. In the end, it is worth mentioning that the name of Persian Gulf has been admitted in all the live languages of the world so far, and all the countries throughout the world name this Iranian Sea, just in the language of the people, Persian Gulf. Even our Arab brothers do not need to alter a historical name to have a gulf of their own, because there had been a gulf in their own name previously mentioned in the historical and geographical works and drawings, which is called at present the Red Sea, Bahr Amr. Persian Gulf is the common heritage of Iranians and Arabs.